Hello, world. What separated your deep ball from everybody else?
My deep ball, it has a little secret sauce to it, man.
Never get too high, never get too low, but just keep moving.
The whole story is Carlos never beat me in any kind of sports in high school.
Welcome to the Orange is the New Black podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Ace Boogie. He is Zim. Who they? Zim, say what's up.
Hi, my name's Zim. Welcome to the Orange is the New Black podcast. I don't know. I'm feeling silly. A lot of crazy stuff going on today. Just to recap, we're recording this here on today is Thursday. I don't know if you guys have seen a couple of moves have been made. We talked about the Russell Wilson trade. Also, Mike Williams got paid big time, $20 million a year, wide receiver for the Chargers. Chargers come back today and trade for Khalil Mack, give up a six. Hold on, I had it pulled up. We're so focused on this free agent show.
It was a 6th round pick for this year, 2nd round pick for 2023.
Right, I was saying.
So just got traded. He's 31 years old. That's a big pass rusher. Headed to the Chargers, the team with Bosa. That's a big move for them. That's definitely a big move.
And you talk about Nwosu too.
Yes, facts.
So that's what I talk about when I talk about teams going on a run. 3 elite or very high tier pass rushers. If they could keep them 3 healthy and go into the playoffs with that's scary, bro. That's one thing we didn't really see in our playoff run. We saw a lot of interior pressure. We didn't see elite pass rushers like 3 of those dudes. And a lot of those good, like the Denver Super Bowl team that killed Cam and them, they had them rushers just like that.
Facts. But today we're here to talk about the free agency, NFL draft, offseason mock. Before we get started, I'm just gonna let y'all know I traded Trey Waynes to Midwest Barbecue for a 6-piece and some brisket fries.
Yes, sir.
So he's up out there, but definitely be sure to check out Midwest Best Barbecue. They're the sponsor of the show. So please be sure to check them out. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And one thing that we're gonna do that's differently this year is we're going to implement some trades. Like we didn't do that last year. So I'm on the clock. GM Ace is on the clock. And
world.
I'm already thinking about some moves that I want to make. And I'm really looking at La'el Collins here from the Cowboys. Came out today. I kind of figured that he was going to be a target. Him and Tyron Smith. And also Zach Martin were talked about as cap casualties. But when I reached out to a lot of the Dallas fans and when I listened to a lot of the insiders, they said these are the 2 guys that would be available. And La'el is kind of the one that's even more available. And actually, I'm going to take La'el because he's $3 million a year, cheaper than Tyron. He's younger at 28. He also can play right guard and right tackle. Cowboys have used him in different roles, and that's something that the Bengals need. They got a hole at right guard, and they also have a hole at right tackle. La'el, I would expect him to come in as a right tackle. He's familiar with Frank Pollock. So I'm going to propose to send them a 2nd in 2023, and I'm going to give them our 4th round pick for this season because I know that I'm getting a comp pick. They don't actually have a comp picks on here. So I feel like that's decent value for a tackle like that. La'el is still on the books for 2 more seasons. So it's a no-brainer for me at this point. I'm going to pull the trigger on this trade. So I've traded for La'el Collins. I'm going to send that 2nd rounder, next year's 2nd rounder, because I feel like if I'm making this move, this is a win now move. I'm not thinking about 2023 right now. I'm thinking about 2022 and getting Joey B and Amigos back there. I think it starts there, and it only cost me $10 million and not 26.
Now, I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit tricky for you. I posed the same question on my Instagram earlier today. The Cowboys are at a spot where they're like, I'm telling you, like what I think that they would want to do. You're getting a top tier tackle that is elite at the right tackle spot. He's a very good tackle at the left. And this is a guy that potentially could play guard. He's on contract for the next 2 years. He gets annually around $10 million a year. So they're handing you that for the next 2 years. You have the 31 pick. They have the 56 pick. They would probably come out and say, hey, give us your 31 and we'll take and we'll give you our 56. and we're giving this to you. So now, Bengals, you don't have to take a chance on drafting an offensive lineman that you guys don't do well on. What say you?
With that on my mind, I would think about it. I definitely would consider it. But the one thing about that is I am doing Dallas a favor. I'm taking $10 million off their books. And if I'm giving them a player, let's say that second round draft pick or whatever it is, it's much cheaper than what they would have to play La'el Collins or anything like that. The reason I wouldn't move from 31 is because if there is someone that potentially falls like we did with T. Higgins at the end of the first round, I still have a chance of getting them. If I move back to 50, it's a 50-50 chance that I'm going to get them because teams could trade up if there's somebody that falls or something like that. And so I'm going to look at that. But then my counter is if I'm saving you $10 million and all of this, this is why we're kind of doing this deal together. So I would think about it, but I just feel like moving all the way back to 50 is just too much value for me to give up from that standpoint.
It's too rich for me. And I know a lot of people, and you factor in a lot of the stuff, like some of the question marks around Collins. We talk about culture and stuff like that. There are a little bit of question marks with him. I know around the draft there was a lot. You guys can Google it. It's a couple things that have been out there about him. But I think what he gives you is something that when I talk about the Bengals need a guy on the offensive line, that is a guy. That is a guy that can 100% be trusted to go into a one-on-one situation with whoever and you live with the results.
Facts. So with that being said, we're on to the off season and we're into free agency now. Keep in mind,
real quick, I think you got worked on the Trey Waynes for the Midwest barbecue deal, but we'll talk about that later. I think you got worked on that one because if I got the same, I'm gonna go Midwest on that one. That's just me.
We work Midwest for them because we traded them for the brisket fries. Nah, just playing. But obviously, we're getting rid of Trey Waynes. It looks like that cap savings is $10 million. So honestly, that's our La'el Collins money right there, right? So keep in mind too, since I made that trade and it's not in here, there's actually $42 million in space that I'm looking at right now. So let's see.
Is that after you? This is before you've done anything with Trey Waynes, right?
Well, I actually just cut Trey Waynes,
but it's not reflected on there yet.
It isn't reflecting as it should be. It doesn't look like it is. It does have a salary cap, right? Though
when you go to the next screen, I think it does, though, right?
Yeah, I think so. So here I'm just picking who I want to cut. Definitely not cutting Jesse. We already hit him with the tag. I don't know if it's updated here. So
I sure would let a restructure on here.
Trey Hopkins has been talked about. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Let's just see what that does. So Trey Hopkins get about $6 million there. Let's see. Y'all know I would cut this guy, but I'm not gonna do it. We're just being nice,
man. I'm gonna let you rock, but when the next time we do this, I'm gonna surprise people. It's a guy that has a very low cap hit. People complain about him every week. I'm cutting him.
Okay.
I'm gonna surprise y'all on the next one for that one.
All right, so I think I'm good here. Don't want to waste too much time here. So just looking around the league, Mari Cooper got cut by the simulation. Zeke restructured. Jerry Jeudy was cut. That doesn't even make sense, but okay.
Right.
Frank Clark, Jalen Ramsey restructured. Denzel Good, a guard, was looks like he was let go. So might have some options out here.
Also, too, I don't think this is going to be updated today, but just so people know, too, Roger Safford was also released from the Titans earlier. So that's another guard that is a possible play in this.
1 second here. I don't know what just happened, but let me get my cuts back up there. So you said Roger Safford?
Mm-hmm. He's out of there, and they let the other kid Lamb go too. So they got two good, offensive linemen that are now available as well.
I think I did this before. Like sometimes if you don't hit one of the buttons, it goes all the way back to the beginning. Okay. All right. So now we're good this time. All right. So another person to keep an eye on in Tennessee though is Taylor Lewan. He's a guy that could be.
So it gave you a cat space there. Cap space, they gave it to you now.
All right. So, 58.
Now, what are we operating with as far as the amount of money that we're reserving for draft picks? Is that number still 12 million?
I don't know what that number is, but I'm probably not going to come close to it because I'm looking at 48 million right now. So I'm keeping the draft capital in mind. Let's see. So
Diddy in the
Brandon
comments
Allen,
says Spain is better than Scaffold. It's Saffold.
Brandon Allen, I'm good. CJ, we haven't re-signed him, so I'm going to operate how the Bengals are doing right now. Right now, they haven't re-signed anybody before free agency, right?
All right.
So I'm going to let us just go straight into free agency.
So you're not going to try to work out any of these deals. You're going to let all these guys hit the open market.
I think these guys would would go to the open market anyway with free agency starting Monday.
Okay.
I would love to try to get them right now.
The only restricted free agent I think we have, is Fred Johnson anyway.
But this is if I was the GM, right? So
right.
I just feel like it's not realistic that these guys wouldn't test the market right now. So I'm gonna let it play out into free agency for now. So
for all we know, they probably already got a deal in place with a couple of these guys anyway. But I know what you're saying.
Right, exactly. So
AJ Green was re-signed.
AJ Green re-signed with
Shout
the
out
Cardinals. All right. So we got that going. All right, free agency day 1. All right, so here's my roster over here. The first thing I'm going to look at, let's see who's on the offensive line market. So we got Teron Armstead. We don't really need a tackle because we went ahead and traded, but I am looking for some interior guys that could play, right?
We need glass eaters, Ace.
Got to get some glass eaters here. I got to get my left guard Shore back up, and I kind of talked about guys that I wanted to keep. So you got James Daniels out here. I need 2 guards, though, right?
So if you're listening to this online, on a pod or anything like that, you got Austin Corbett on the board, James Daniel, Will Hernandez, Richie Incognito, Brandon Sheriff, Andrew Norwell, J.R. Sweezy, Lakin Tomlinson. Some of the guys that we've been talking about all offseason.
Let's see. So I think I'm going to...
Oh, and Bradley Bozeman.
Like you said, they probably do have deals in their back pockets with some of these guys. And I think that Quentin Spain is probably a guy that they're gonna bring back. Friend of the show. The question is how much money. That's what makes Spain a little tricky. So I'm gonna offer Spain... Let's see. Last year they didn't give him anything, right? They gave him like almost vet minimum. It seems In Buffalo, he was making about $2 or $3 million a year, right? So I'm gonna say
I gotta think after a successful season, full 17 games played. Well, he didn't play. Nobody played game 17 in a full playoffs. I gotta think that Spain would probably be. Now I don't know now what you're about to offer. It's something different on a lot of these other names. We have the projected salaries for all of them that we pull from various sites like Over the Cap. Spain, I just really think would be somewhere between 4.5 and maybe like 7 million. But I don't think that his market would be crazy.
Per year?
You think that it would be less than that?
When he signed his deal with Buffalo, which was his first big contract, it was like $3 million a year. It was like $3 million a year, or almost close to $5 million a year, but it was only like $3 million guaranteed. So I'm gonna give him $4.5 million. Let's see what's
in real life. I think that's probably. I think there's probably about 3 or 4 teams I think he would start for in my mind. And if I'm doing what the Bengals did, putting a Band-Aid on the situation. Anybody in the open market is probably offering them somewhere around that. For the Bengals, that will be their starting guard that doesn't make a lot of money. They're going to have one guy that probably doesn't make a lot of money. The other one probably would make a lot of money. That would be like their cheaper one.
Let's see. Guarantee 70% of that. Let's see.
Spain wants some cash. I don't know if you've seen his car. I think he got like a red Rolls Royce with the top drop, all that. He wants some upfront cash, people.
All right. So I sent that to him, but I gotta keep in mind I got a big guard market here. So Lincoln Tomlinson is out there, Bradley Bozeman is out there. We got some dudes. So let me see. I've got 10 million invested already in Lyell, right?
Right.
And I got Lincoln Tomlinson here. Let me see what his market is looking like. Let's see. Lincoln Tomlinson. He's probably about to make some money.
I think we got a projected at 10 or 12, right? Somewhere around there.
Projected at 10 or 12 million.
I think that's. I'm gonna pull them up whenever you tell me a name. Just let me know, and I'm gonna already have it ready for you. So I think Lincoln Tomlinson, we got it at. He had a projected salary of 12. I could be wrong. I remember.
All right.
Davis.
Lincoln Tomlinson.
I felt like the Jensen one was like low at 10. I think he gonna make more than that.
You know what? I'm going after. So I offered Spain something. Let me go and offer.
Oh, Lincoln Tomlinson 11.
Let me get Ryan Jensen. They've been talking about Ryan Jensen. I think he's about 10 to 12 each year. That's what's rumored right now.
Right.
But it seems like he really wants to play.
I feel like a lot of people have him on their radar as well too. So remember, Pac-Man said 3 year for 39. That's 13 per.
10 million.
That's what Pac-Man said.
I'm gonna make the decision here. Let's go with 12 million. How old is he? I think he's like 31.
Yep.
2 years.
So he fits in a 2 year window before we got to pay Joe Burrow a lot of money for sure. We are ring hunting.
35% is what I'm guaranteeing.
Is he gonna like for that Jensen?
All right. So I got an offer out with Quentin Spain. I got an offer out with Ryan Jensen.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Let's see.
You don't want to bring back John Miller?
John Miller, nah, definitely not.
Bro, y'all remember John Miller was supposed to be our first original Quentin Spain. He got about 4. And think about this too. Xavier Suafilo just got 4 million. That's why I think the Spain one, I think that type of guy is out there, and Spain kind of represents that to me. It's like you're going to have one guy on this offensive line that is just reliable. It's not going to be elite like everybody wants, but and that's where Spain comes in. And remember, Miller was supposed to be the original one. He played a whole full season 2018.
So another player that I'm going after is BJ Hill. I want to bring him back. $7 million a year, 3-year deal, 30%. Okay. I must throw that out there at him.
Okay, so he gets a little bonus up front. How many years did you send to BJ Hill?
3 years, $7 million a year. So that's what, 21 million, but I only guarantee like 30% of it.
Dang, Zach Kerr is out there now. He did work for you in the Super Bowl. He did work for you in the playoffs. He did one of the biggest plays of the game in the Titans game. Kerr is out there. I saw him at the top.
Kerr could. I'll bring Kerr back.
Josh Tupau's out there as well too. Remember, he ran down Lamar Jackson. Everybody.
Yeah, Kerr for me, he'll probably be one of those week 2 trade or week 2 signings if they bring him back.
Second wave. All right.
Let me see what they got out here at the edge.
Bro, that's crazy. I just saw a couple names on that list that I did not realize were free agents.
Jerry Hughes.
So you got so now he's looking at edge. He's got Hassan Reddick, Von Miller, Ryan Kerrigan, who I think he's about to retire. Derek Barnett, Fowler.
Derek Barnett, I think about.
You saw that money. You saw that money I showed.
But the money for him is pretty expensive, and this is a good edge class. So I'm gonna pass on that for now. Corner is probably where I'm gonna be looking at next. So guys that are sticking out to me.
So remember, Ace, you got to be thinking about some guys now because we lost Vernon Hargraves, Darius Phillips, and potentially Eli Apple. You also lost Ricardo Allen to retirement.
One guy that I'm looking for, he might have been retained. One guy, oh no, he's down here. Carlton Davis is interesting. He's really interesting to me, but he's expensive. But he's still young. He's coming from that scheme under Lovie Smith. He's a really good corner. For me, if somebody like J.C. Jackson is the first guy off the market, this guy might be the second most coveted guy.
I like Carlton Davis, and I mean he's only 25 years old. Played really good at. I remember watching a Bucks game. It was him and it's another kid that played in Ohio, and everybody was really hyped about him. He played safety, but they were balling. Like those, like Carlton Davis is a big sleeper.
Carlton Davis, I'm gonna stick a filler out there, bro. I'm gonna stick a filler out on Carlton Davis. I'm going for the big money. We going for the big money because the way that I see it is if I got Lyle already and I got Jonah on the left side, I get Quentin Spain, I get Jensen. I really don't need to really still participate in free agency from an offensive line standpoint in terms of starters, right? Because that's an expensive line already. You're getting ready to pay Jonah $13 million next season. If I'm paying Jensen $12 million, if he accepts, and then I got Lyle making $10 million, that's a lot of money in the line already. So I don't know if I can afford to pay yet another guy close to $10 million. So I got to get the defense right. I threw something out to BJ Hill. So now I'm going to go after this kid and see what I can get for him. Now he's expected to average 19.6 million. That's a lot of money. I'm going to say we're just filling this out because I could still get a corner at
you. So you're making it clear though. You're not going to J.C. Jackson route. You're not interested in that.
I would love to get J.C. Jackson, but I know that he's gonna want more up front. I feel like I think that this kid could be had for cheaper, slightly cheaper.
For sure.
So, and I think he's probably gonna settle for probably like $2 or $3 million a year less than what it would cost to pay J.C. Jackson potentially. And with this kid, I'm gonna try to throw him an offer at first. He's probably not gonna take this. But I'm going to send them 16 million.
Run it, big boy. Run that cash. Don't get hesitant on us now. We live with this. You hear him? Y'all hear him, people? Ace over there getting shook. Talking about, man, I don't think he's going to take it. Y'all hear him?
We filling some stuff out right now.
Mike Brown, get that wallet out.
That's the only dude. I'm trying to keep track in my head of how much. I wish they would show like which offers that I had to the side.
Right.
Because so
where you offered you sent I'm sorry, Quentin Spain was your first offer. You came back with Ryan Jensen as well. Then you came back with did you offer BJ Hill?
BJ Hill, I offered him $7 million a year.
So those are the three that I remember. Then now you just gave one.
And then you got to remember Lyle for the $10 million. So Lyle is already subtracted from there.
So our cap hit before we begun on this journey was 58 is what they show here on Over the Cap before we begin. But we're automatically taking $10 million off of that because we already traded Lyle Collins if you came late into this. So we're really operating at 48. The other thing that I don't think that they factor in at the very end of this is the 10 to 12 million that you need to reserve for rookie signings. So I don't know how you want to play that.
With this, bro. Gronk, what's up?
So he submitted. He's going for the gusto. If you're listening to this on the pod, he's going for Gronk. Wave 1. He's not waiting. He's not playing any games. He's going for Gronk.
I'm gonna do something here. This is what my ideal thing is. So with Gronk, hold on, 800,000. So we want 8 million. I'm not really giving him 8 million though, because I'm only gonna guarantee 40% of it. So it's really like 4 million guaranteed or something like that, or 3.5 million guaranteed. With this, he's gonna have to have escalators and everything in there to make that 8 million. He's gonna have to play a certain number of games. We're gonna have to get to the Super Bowl. So really, at the end of the day, Gronk, if you want to come and get this, it's got to be this 1 year, only 4.5 million guaranteed, only 4.5 million counting against the cap. Rob Gronkowski, think about that. If not, I got other options here. I can bring back CJ. I can go and get Evan Ingram. But Evan Ingram and Gronk, the only thing about those guys, possibly injury-prone guys, right? So
I like that. I like that as a combination. When you think about the value of Evan Ingram, like what he's projected on the open market. So he's going up to CJ. So hold on, did you make the offer to Gronk?
Yep, I made the offer to Gronk.
So he's going for the double decker. He's going for Uzama and Gronk. Wave 1. He's not letting anything go, letting the hair on his nuts hang on this one, people.
I'm gonna offer Uzama $7 million. Only 25% of it is guaranteed, and that's for 2 years. So $14 million. I'm guaranteeing 25% of that. Let's try to bring him back. All right. Now.
That's a whole lot. I should have been writing down how much I feel like you done offered about, like you just waiting on somebody to decline it, because I feel like you done offered about 30, 40 million right off that. Yeah. Who is this offer right here?
The guaranteed is the part that actually is going to go on the cap. So whatever is guaranteed is what's going to count. This is Andrew Norwell. This is another little sleeper.
Going back home.
Like trying to bring Andrew Norwell back home. He doesn't seem to have a huge market, right? He's just now coming from Jacksonville. You know, they were picking first in the draft this year. He hasn't had a really good time down in Jacksonville. Sorry, Jacksonville. I love y'all. I got homies that rock with Jacksonville. It's nothing personal. But Andrew, if you want to come and get this ring and you want to join the winning team, you're going to have to do it at a hometown discount if you're coming back to the Natty. And so you know what? I'm going to offer you the same thing that I offered Quentin Spain, right? So I don't even remember what I offered in Spain, to be honest with you. But I'm going to say 1 year, $5 million. Come get this ring.
Let's go.
I'm only really guaranteeing 60% of that. Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you one thing that I thought about as you offered Gronk and CJ. You did not cut Drew Sample at the very beginning.
I did not. They probably wouldn't cut Drew Sample just because of the way his contract is set up. It's probably cheaper to keep him. I thought about it, but I'm done submitting offers for today.
All right.
Gronk is coming. Look who declined those.
CJ did not like it. So y'all
declined. So bet.
Whoa.
I got Quentin Spain coming back for $4.5 million a year. That's $9 million. 2 years, $9 million. I got Andrew Norwell. Okay. He's coming. Andrew Norwell is coming home for the low. 1 year offer for $5 million. I definitely didn't guarantee.
Dang. I wish we could.
Ryan Jensen coming to the Natty. 2 years, $12 million. BJ Hill declined the offer though. So I'm stuck at the 3-tech.
Yeah, no 3-techs.
No 3-techs. Carlton Davis.
So we'll keep that in mind if this doesn't work for us in the draft. So he's got Rob Gronkowski, CJ Uzomah decline. He's got Quentin Spain on the left hand side, I guess, or we'll figure that out later. Andrew Norwell as well I'm guessing that's gonna be on the right hand side. He's also got Ryan Jensen, his new center. He's already pretty much revamped the majority of the line already just with those moves. BJ Hill declined, so he has no 3-tech. Carlton Davis is now the new starting safety on the opposite side of Awuzie. Let's go into a couple of these people that are off the board now.
Cornerback. So we got.
Look at Arden Tate. He pulled a Marvin Jones on us. He went to Detroit. He went to Detroit. Josh.
The one thing, I wish I would have looked at Alex Fowler because I would have taken this all day. 1 year,
but
1.6 million.
That's not happening though. That's not happening.
He's been bad though. He has been bad. Like
now, you know a guy that's been that I keep on hearing his name attached to us though is Akilo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Witherspoon.
So I'm tapped out, bro. Because if I take 10 from here, I think I'm done.
So you've done it. Like, but let's go to offense.
I don't know why the cap hit is $8 million.
But Ogunjobi is still there though.
I didn't guarantee that. I didn't guarantee that much, but okay.
So he's picked up. Yeah, you picked up. Man, that's a pretty successful offseason. Just
I think I'm done here.
There is no way Norwell go for $5 million on. But that's the cap hit. How much was his annual salary though?
Andrew Norwell's
on the one that you sent to him.
I'm not sure. It doesn't show. I don't think it shows the details.
So on a Jensen one, you guaranteed about 30%. So you must have sent him like $12 million or something.
On the Jensen one, yeah, I guarantee I sent him $12 million. I don't know why Gronk is saying $8 million because I swore that I only guaranteed $8 million was the number I picked, but I only guaranteed like 40% of it. So there's something there happened right with the Gronk one. So really, I think with the Gronk one, if you subtract that, it's really like $25 million, which is really $15 million because accounting for Lyle. So I think now I'm done with free agency. Like the other guys that I would sign now are the guys that you see like the Zach Kerrs of the world that are like league minimum. Those kind of guys that take like the 800 and 900,000. So I would probably fill the rest of my roster out like that. This would be I'd be done in the draft after getting all.
So Josh Tupou's not there. Zach Kerr, no depth at the 3-tech. You have no 3-tech whatsoever.
No, I would take Zach Kerr back, but
why don't you send him $1 million?
I'm gonna send Zach Kerr 800,000.
800,000. Low ball aces. We got this is the version of Ace. This is the one that ride around in a cart over there at PBS right here. This is low budget Ace right here. He went strong on first wave, second wave he's throwing out some crumbs for these boys.
I'm treating this like week 2, man.
That's right though. Kerr. You know who a guy I was really big on coming out of the draft was Maurice Hurst. I'll never forget that. I was up on him pretty bad. He didn't work out well at all. I know he had a heart condition.
We already at 32 minutes, so I'm gonna stop here.
Okay.
With that, so let's go ahead and get into the draft. So I got my big free agents.
Marcus Hunt is still out there, people.
I got my big free agents. Now I'm heading into the draft. So let's pull up the draft simulator. Somebody said I'm penny pinching. You know it. I'm week 2, and baby. You got to come and get that. This is what comes with a Super Bowl. You remember when the Patriots used to win? They wasn't offering anybody nothing. Randy Moss had to get peanuts. And
everybody wanted to play with Tom.
Right. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the draft. So
now everybody wants to play with
9. Let's go ahead and start, man. I mean, I don't see us.
Stingley's gone. Sauce is gone. We're in the draft. Did you listen to this on the pod? We got a lot of guys that are gone.
Top 10 picks. I'm going to just give you guys a real quick run through. You got Aiden Hutchinson to the Jags. You got Kyle Hamilton going second. Kayvon.
That's crazy.
That's not – I don't think that's realistic.
That's cool.
Quarterbacks have gone so far. Evan Neal, Stingley goes top 5.
Well, there's only one that has the potential even going that high.
Sauce goes to the Giants. Charles Cross, the first tackle, is off the board to the Falcons. Malik Willis, first quarterback off the board. So let's go. Let's keep going. All right. Let me hit pause because I want to see who's available right now. No, that's not
you know a scenario that I think is going to be really, really and I'm gonna watch this play out. You know, one thing that I think is going to happen to the Bengals when they get to pick 31. It's going to be somebody like a wide receiver or a corner or something that falls, and somebody's going to offer the Bengals something crazy for that 31 pick because it's going to be somebody think about the wide receiver. I don't know if y'all know Chris Olave from Ohio State or something. I could see him falling to 31 and somebody saying that could be our number 1, number 2 wide receiver.
Chris has just gone.
Okay, he's gone.
Andrew Booth, who I was looking at, gone.
Linderbaum,
our guy. Gone.
Jermaine Johnson, the edge, and leave it to the Raiders to go get him. That's exactly the type of profile I think they will want from the edge position.
Jordan Davis, who I was looking at.
That's the 3-tech. You should have traded up.
I was thinking about it. I wanted to, but you
should have traded up. Jordan Davis.
I'm gonna play my card safe. I don't know why I can't see the pool of players, but
dang, bro.
All right.
That don't show you the pool until you get up to the thing.
All right. So we still got Kyer Elam out there. I'm not a big Elam
God.
fan.
This must be PFF because PFF, I swear, takes the best people off the board every time I see a mock.
Gotta look at the 3-tech. 3-tech is gone.
They took Wyatt. Oh yeah, Devontae White, bro. Everybody got taken right in your face. Now Kenyan Green is a guy that I want to come off the board in front of us. I don't know if y'all seen his combine. We talked about him on the show. I felt as though he was versatile. He had a terrible combine. He's off like the Bengals board, I would believe. Zion Johnson did go off the board too. The tackle Raymond and the tackle Penning go off the board. So it's good that you got Norwell. It's good that you got all the guys that you just got, because that right there is not the best pool of talent I've seen. Right. There was no idiotic picks. Only two quarterbacks went. I think that was Howe and Willis. I don't think what's the kid from Pittsburgh? I don't think he went yet.
In this situation, what I'm looking at right now, I would probably move back, like honestly, from 31.
Because you went and got Carlton Davis, so you don't need cornerbacks.
You don't need corners.
You don't got cornerback, and then Roger McCreary and Kyler Gordon had. So the last time we talked about the draft, I talked about guys like Kyler Gordon who ran a 4.5 at the combine. So he took himself out of the first round. He's still on the board. Elam, you get mixed results on him, but he's probably the best corner on the board. But he already got Carlton Davis earlier.
So in this situation, man, I'm gonna go with the edge, bro. I'm gonna go with the edge here.
It's a tough one, bro.
I'm not too familiar with this kid. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They're saying he should go in the second round though, so I don't know if I could take him here. But I'm pretty much in the second round, right?
I've only seen tapes. I mean, I've only seen highlights.
4 sacks, 7.
I've seen it. He had a game. He went to South Carolina. He had a game against Tennessee that he did pretty well in. That was the main game I remember.
Okay. I like the position, though, because if I am going to take somebody here, I didn't get an edge in free agency.
And nobody offering you nothing?
No trades. No trade offers.
Damn, that boy look crazy. There is really now. I don't know.
This kid, see, the consistency hasn't been there. So let me see. I'm just looking at.
So he's looking at DeMarvin Lil, the edge from Texas A&M.
3-tech. I got my 3-tech. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on.
So it goes to Marvin Lil. That's his first 31 pick.
I got it. 3-tech. They mad at it though.
I know they hating that one in the picks.
Yeah, but
well, there's one guy that said take Lil.
I had to still get my 3-tech some kind of way because I just can't get.
I wanted to look at the wide receivers. In my mind, I feel like there's going to be a wide receiver almost like on some T. Higgins type stuff that shouldn't be right there. Now that board was terrible. With Sky was a second round guy, but I feel like
take another receiver. Like as much as I wanted to, I couldn't take not at 31.
I'm telling you this: if the Bengals look like that on draft day, oh my God, it's going to be some people. We talk about scouting. The scouting better be on point because every single tackle that everybody wants to fall on, like the Pennings of the world, every guard like Zion, all them guys were gone. There was literally like there were names that I knew, but it wasn't any guys that you want to take in the first round.
I think somebody was saying like you have to use the commas or it won't work, so that might be why it didn't register and it messed up.
On the cap hit.
So
hope we did that right.
The only thing I didn't like about my free agency picks is the age of some of the guys. That's why if you notice when I did offer them stuff, it was like 2 years, 3 years. So ideally, I would actually probably go, and I can't believe I forgot about it. It seemed like he got re-signed. I would actually probably go with like a Connor Williams for like a low amount of money if I could at that other guard position instead of an Andrew Norwell or something like that. But that's essentially what I would want to do is attack the line in multiple different ways. I'm going to trade for somebody. I'm going to grab somebody in free agency. And if depending on how things go, And depending on how the market looks, I can still get some linemen in the draft too, right? But I think the biggest pick that I liked was getting Carlton Davis. I think that's a really good value pick, especially for him. I didn't think he was going to accept that, to be honest with you. So I don't know if that would even happen in real life, but Carlton Davis was big. The other guys, though, if I had to add any kind of criticism, I like the guys that I had, but all of them I feel like were over 30. You talk about Jensen, you talk about Gronk, you talk about all of these guys. That's the only part of it that I didn't like. CJ turning the deal down, I was kind of sick with that. Like, what's good, CJ? I thought it is us. What was good with that? Y'all saw the vision.
You turned your back. You turned your back on him, and you sent the money to Gronk. He didn't like that. He don't want to share the field with Gronk.
But if I do take somebody like Gronk, I'm probably gonna come back and try to get somebody like Likely in the next round, because Gronk isn't a guy that you can just have be your sole tight end. But
man, if they could figure out a way to get Sample out of there, like, I just feel like it opens the door for two of them guys. Like, and I think it makes them crazy. Like, people sleep on Gronk's blocking ability. Gronk is one of the best blocking tight ends in the last decade of football. Now, he's older. You don't want to strain his back or anything further, but Gronk, if you've ever seen him in person, which I have, like, I've seen him in uniform and stuff, like, he's a large person. He's not playing no games, and he's always a pass, threat, So if you could get him on the field with CJ, I just think that it just makes our offense unstoppable. Like, I think our red zone, one of the main things that we struggled with was red zone efficiency.
Facts. But that is gonna wrap up the mock offseason. We're gonna have Zimmy coming back. We gotta try to get one in before free agency starts on Monday. So GM Zim will be going next. Hope you guys appreciated this. Definitely be sure to check out the Cincy Jungle podcast in your Apple stores. Definitely be sure to check in with Anthony Kazenza and the OBI Insider, also Coach Minnick. That's all I got, Zim. Anything else that you got?
Nothing. I'm gonna be cutting some boys when I get up there, because hey, look, I told these people on Twitter and stuff all day. I say, hey, no stone gun unturned. I'm going crazy in here. I'm going ring hunting. It ain't no playing around with me when I step up there to the GM table. It's like, I'm not going to do nothing crazy. But I do have a surprise cutter too that I think that people will like. So stay tuned for that. And make sure, like, somebody in the comments was saying they just came from Midwest Best Barbecue. I wish that I was close enough to go to Midwest Best Barbecue to eat some food right now, because not only is the food where I live pretty trash, it's not clean. It doesn't have that love and that tender care and that Bengals hooday, like, in the grease. So, like, make sure you go there, check those people out. Very, very great restaurant. Not just saying that, not capping for the show. Good food, good eating, good people. Stop by Midwest Best Barbecue. That's all I got, guys.
Facts. And of course, we got to end this with a yes, sir.
Hello, world. What separated your deep ball from everybody else?
My deep ball, it has a little secret sauce to it, man.
Never get too high, never get too low, but just keep moving.
The whole story is Carlos never beat me in any